President Obama is scheduled to address the National Peace Officers Memorial Service this Friday as part of Police Week. But some officers who feel the president has carried out a campaign against law enforcement, they plan to turn their backs on the president. My next guest will be attending that memorial service, and joining us tonight is Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clarke. Good to have you with us, Sheriff, and your thoughts on the propriety of the officers turning their backs on the president.
Well, thanks for having me, Lou. First of all, I think the President of the United States should take a flyer this year and name somebody else to represent him. It hasn't been a good year for him in local law enforcement. He's shown nothing but contempt and utter disdain for the American police officer. As for individual officers who I've heard may want to turn their back on him when he speaks, that's a decision that they will have to make, and I would support that decision. Sometimes it is misinterpreted. What it is it's a salute to the fallen officers for the way the political class, including the president and others, have turned their back on us.
And if that happens, you can expect that there will be considerable, if you will, blowback from the national media. Your thoughts on that prospect?
Well, it's the liberal mainstream media that's been carrying this anti-cop rhetoric, this false narrative about our, the character, the honor, the distinction of the American law enforcement officer, as ginned up by this cop-hating crowd. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that they would make a big deal about it. But at the same time, they don't seem to want to make a big deal about the President of the United States, former Attorney General Eric Holder, and others, Mayor Bill de Blasio, turning their backs on local law enforcement and continuing to bash us in the space of this difficult time. It's been a deadly year for law enforcement officers. I heard a statistic that law enforcement officer line of duty deaths are up like 90% or nearly 90% in the last year. So that's what, when I say in the face of this this difficult time, I think it'd be wise politically for the president to take a flyer this year.
We're putting up a graphic right now. 51 officers killed. 51 officers killed last year. That's up from 27 officers killed the previous year. As you say, about 90%. And I understand tonight you're attending, as part of Police Week in Washington, D.C., a candlelight vigil to salute those officers killed in the line of duty. Give us your thoughts about what that means to you, the other officers, and how you would expect perhaps the administration to also honor those officers, perhaps even tonight.
Well, be a good time for them to take heed. It's a somber week for us, but I'll tell you what, it's also a week, police officer week, to rally around the things that we do to keep our community safe. Every law enforcement officer in the United States of America knows somebody on that wall. There are over 20,000 names of officers killed in the line of duty. There are people that I worked with. There are people that I attended the police academy with. So it's a moving event, the candlelight vigil tonight and then the ceremony on Friday. And I would encourage anybody, anytime you get a chance to visit this Capitol, stop in at the Law Enforcement Officers Memorial. You'll be moved by what you see there.
Sheriff David Clarke, thank you very much for spending some time with us tonight.